This video is going to be on the top 10 reasons why you may not want to move to Eugene. Okay, so the first one is going to be the allergies. We can have a lot of grass pollen here in the summers, and in some reports, Eugene's even been rated the worst place in the entire country for allergies. A lot of over-the-counter medicines can do the trick and help in that. I would just recommend doing some of your own research online, seeing what it's like, and if that might be an issue for you here. So number two is going to be the homeless population. It ranges from about 2,000 to 3,000 depending on who you ask, and there's a lot of programs to serve the homeless here to get them off the streets and into affordable housing. A lot of this is supplied by churches, local nonprofits, and just a ton of resources. The city of Eugene has a website as well that links all these things so you can check out the stats on it. So the third one, the weather. I'm going to go over specifically the climate as well as how much it rains. So for the climate, we have a really moderate climate. So that means we're just average most of the time. We'll have a couple days in the summers where it'll get quite hot, as well as in the winter, a couple weeks where it'll get quite cold. We usually won't see that much snow here in town. Just doesn't get that cold. And if we do have snow, they shut the schools down just because we're not prepared for it. We don't have the infrastructure to handle the snow such as other places. The second thing is the rain. On average, about 150 days out of the year, we'll have some form of rain. And I believe the stat is around 40 inches per year. So some days when it rains, it's just a light sprinkle, and it's not too often we'll get torrential downpours, but don't be surprised if you come here and for a few days in a row, it is raining quite badly. So the reason I make these videos is for people who might be thinking about moving to Eugene in the future. And if that's you and you are thinking about moving to Eugene, please reach out to me and I'd be happy to help you make a smooth move to Eugene, Oregon. So number four, pumping your own gas. Up until this summer of 2023, you weren't allowed to pump your own gas. You would go to the gas station and there would be attendants there to pump your own gas, do all of it for you, and you would just stay in your car. But this summer they changed it. You are now able to pump your own gas. You'll commonly see at the gas station two separate lines, one for self-serve and one for an attendant. For those who want to pump their own gas, it can be faster. Just up to you now what you want to do there. Number five, you might not expect this one, but it's going to be the speed limits. Here in town, the fastest speed limit is Beltline, which is just the highway across town, which is at 55 miles per hour. And most other places, you'll see 35 or 45. I know in other places of the country, you'll hit the highways and easily it's 75, some places even 85. Here it's a bit slower, and I'll get into this later, just the size of Eugene and how long it takes to travel to different places. Number six, Eugene is a small to medium-sized city. Our population is about 170,000, and if you're driving end to end, it should be about 30 minutes. We don't have an emergency room, so the closest place for an emergency room is right over I-5 to Peace Health Sacred Heart, which is about a 10-minute drive. And then we do have an airport. Eugene has its own airport right outside of town, which is about 15 minutes away from most places. So number seven, Eugene is home of the Oregon Ducks, the University of Oregon. Down by campus area, it's gonna be mostly college-age students. And if that's not your thing, hanging out down there probably won't be a ton of fun for you. There's college students all around, obviously, hanging out, eating food, playing games, so on and so forth. But I'll just mention down by campus, there's lots of really fun things to do, such as the football games at Autzen Stadium, the basketball games, Hayward Track and Field. Also, the food down there is really good and it's usually open later for college students. Number eight, politics and diversity. Eugene leans left when it comes to politics, and I know things have gotten quite controversial in the last few years for a lot of people when it comes to politics, but Eugene is very accepting, even though it's not very diverse, and feel free to do your own research when it comes to that. So number nine, growth and housing market. Here we're growing at about 1.5% year over year when it comes to population, and quite frankly, the number of homes here is not on track with the population growth. This is primarily due to the lack of builders, as well as the lack of available land to build on. This is mainly the urban growth boundary that the city of Eugene has set, that they won't allow building that's considered in city limits in this urban growth boundary. If you just look up urban growth boundary in Eugene, plenty of information on that. And what this does, it creates a lack of affordable housing as well as the inventory on market. There isn't as much for sale on the market, and those are kind of the negatives. On the positive side though, since there isn't as much homes for sale, the homes that are for sale hold their value very well, and we do see a good amount of appreciation. Okay, Now, number 10, this one might kind of seem like a joke, but the closest skiing is an hour and a half away. And that's going to be at Willamette Pass. They have some really good skiing there, as well as if you want to go a little bit further over into Bend, you have Bachelor, which is the 7th largest resort in the nation. And that's a great resort, but it is a drive about 3.5 hours to that.